Today I've got a bunch of new pops that I got in recently from various places that I want to show you. And I'm purposefully not spoiling this, even though you can probably tell like this one here is from GameStop because it does have their sticker on the bottom. And I guess, you know what, since it's here, we'll start with it. I've got Roxanne from a Goofy Movie's 30th anniversary set. Before I spoil all the other ones, let me move them off to the side. And now getting into this Roxanne here, I think it is such a nice figure because we've never had her as a pop before. And when it comes to all of the Goofy Movie figures, on the inside flap, you can actually see that there's quotes. So let me see if I can show you here. Yeah, on the bottom, it says Roxanne, and then when you flip it over, there should be another one if I'm not mistaken. Yes, look at this. It's a photo of Max and Roxanne together. How cute is that? And now, of course, since we've already got the box halfway open, let's take her out and check it out a little bit closer up, because I have a feeling it is a pretty nice figure out of the box. Yeah, it is, and it really does look like her. Even though it's a 2D movie, I think they did a great job translating it to this 3D style. Oh, and if you haven't seen the rest of this set and are wondering who comes in it, it's pretty much everybody you would expect, because we have Goofy, of course, with the map, as well as Max as Powerline. Oh, and of course, there is the exclusive of Bobby, where he's got Cheddar Wizard. It's pretty good. So, with that being said, everybody, this set is now complete. But moving on to the next one, I have this here that I actually got at Niagara Falls Comic-Con. I wanted to talk about this figure because it actually came from one of you guys probably watching this video right now, and I'm so sorry. I don't know if I got your name. I talked to so many people over the weekend. Even if you did say it, I apologize. I have just totally blanked on it. But he is someone that watches the videos all the time. I actually got a picture with him too. Super nice. I believe it was him and his daughter that came. Anyways, they came by the booth for a little bit and we had been chatting and he was asking if I had any of the newer ad icons for sale. But the problem is when it comes to my booth at Comic-Con, it's really just like extras that I have that I don't, you know, like need for my collection anymore. So when it comes to the figures that I really like, I don't have a lot of them, but he showed me this one here. He's like, do you have stuff like this? And I said, I actually wish I had that one. And so when they left, they came back a few minutes later and said, you know what? You can just have this. So I officially now have the Cookies and Cream Hershey's for my collection. Now, before we get into the rest of the pops, I have to thank Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Now, you may have noticed that I am holding some pretty interesting collectibles, and that's because they're holding CuteCon this June 6th. It's gonna be full of Pop Mart, Smiskies, Sunny Angels, Labubu's, you name it. And so, to celebrate, I thought it'd be fun to crack open a couple of these right now. Oh, and really quickly, before we open this up, let me know which one you think I'm gonna get. I'm hoping for the one where he's sitting. I think that would be amazing. But now, let's see. It is... oh, I don't have him. Check it out, he is laying down with a little one carrying him. Pretty sweet if you ask me. And now it is time to get into the Big Into Energy Labubu. If I'm gonna be honest, I have never opened up one of these before. And so I'm hoping for, well, hope or the secret would be amazing. I'm gonna be honest, I doubt it's the secret because of how rare it is. It is a, I think, 1 in 72 chance of getting. So let's just hope it is a color that I'm hoping for. And honestly, because I don't have any, I don't really mind. And let's see here. Oh, I got the blue one I was looking for. How great is this? It's not the secret, but it is the regular one that I wanted. And so everybody, that's the kind of stuff that you're gonna be able to find at CuteCon this June 6th. So I definitely recommend going through my link in the description down below to get $15 off your first purchase. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna be on there picking up, well, more stuff like this. And so anyways, now let's get back to the pops. Oh, right. Here's an interesting one that I grabbed. I believe it would have been just yesterday, actually. I was over at Showcase, and if you guys don't know, it's like the As Seen on TV store. They have a pretty good selection of pops that are sometimes a little bit more expensive. I feel like they sit at like the $30 to $40 range, depending on if it's an exclusive or not. And the one that I found here was 30 bucks, so I was willing to pay that amount for what it was. And anyways, the figure that I'm talking about is the Peter Parker symbiote, where he's like split down the middle, but if you'll notice, it is that glow-in-the-dark Chase version. It was just sitting in the front when I went in. I even took a picture to send to my brother, and so I can show you guys too. There it is. I got pretty lucky. And if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly how much this one goes for, but I figured 30 bucks, like, you know, an exclusive here in Canada goes for about 25, so like 5 bucks extra to get the Chase, I was willing to pay that. And now we've of course got to take this one out of the box because I want to see it a little bit closer up, because especially with the way that they split them down the middle, it's pretty interesting. And I have all of the other ones from this set because they did Wolverine, a regular Spider-Man, and Captain America. And so now, the symbiote suit, especially with that chase, is pretty interesting. And now I'm guessing what glows on this is all of the white bits? That seems like what it would be. Just looked it up and it seems like it goes for about $60, so double what I paid for it. Pretty decent. And now here's the thing, I'm not actually trying to sell this one, it's just more for me to find out if I paid too much for it, which it doesn't look like I did. Alright, let's do this one first, then we'll get into the other set that I completed. And I am so excited about this single figure here because it is, look at it, Withered Bonnie. I'm such a big fan of this one. For this set, I only have Withered Foxy so far, so I've been like slowly picking them up, and I think the Withered Bonnie is just like such an amazing figure. Especially with the way they did it where it's kind of like, you know, the mouth, well, the top of the face is completely missing, but the eyes are on the inside. And I actually haven't seen a photo of Withered Bonnie in a while from the game, and I'd have to look at him again because this, I don't know. It's so weird to me, but I love how detailed they made this. Like the double set of teeth, as well as the one arm missing and then the other arm sticking out and then the dirt all over the suit. It really does have a lot of great detail. And there was actually a Withered Bonnie that released, oh, I want to say like years and years ago, maybe even close to a decade ago. And it's pretty similar to this one, but it definitely has a lot of nice updates for this version of the figure here. I believe, from what I can remember anyways, the eyes were a different color, the face is a bit different. It's just like a nicer, newer mold that I really enjoy. And now don't get me wrong, I would love to have that original one for the collection so I could like put them next to each other and compare them, but for now, I will definitely take this new one. It's perfect. Oh, and actually, you know what? Going back to Niagara Falls Comic-Con, while I was there, I did see Mangle at the beginning of the weekend, but the problem was I had my own booth, so I was kind of working that most of the time, and when I finally got around to like looking at the different spots where I saw him, it had sold out, so I wasn't able to get him, but I did pre-order him over at GameStop, so I should have him in soon, fingers crossed. But now, everybody, let's get into these last two figures that I have here, which I am so pumped about. We have Ron and Rufus, as well as Shego. These two are so nice, because Shego isn't just the regular version. It's actually the glow-in-the-dark one that you normally can only get on the Funko Shop. You'd probably notice, too, with that symbiote suit, it was also a Funko Shop exclusive, and the way that works is because we don't, well, here's the thing. Now we get Funko Shop shipped to Canada, but we used to not, and so I'm guessing that's probably why we still get them in Canada every once in a while, because it used to be like that, so they've just like continued it. So those figures will come to like mainly GameStop, but it'll also go to like Showcase too. They get a couple of them. And then also like Fan Expo, because we have Fan Expo in Canada, the convention, they will also get a couple as well. But anyways, though, getting into Shego, this is a pretty great figure, and I like that she does glow in the dark too. And I know that they had both versions when I went. Like I could have got the regular one or the glow, but I thought if I'm gonna be getting one, we might as well get the one that has like a bonus feature. It just makes the most sense. Also, funny enough, with this one here, it's probably one of the last pops that I'm going to be getting for the collection with the actual stickers on the front, because from now on, the glow-in-the-dark and all of the different like variant stickers are going to be going right down here next to the name, which is kind of interesting. I think it's a pretty cool change. It kind of swaps up the boxes, and it also reminds me of when they went from 2D to 3D for the glam shots on the boxes. Like, you know, these characters here on the side used to be flat, but now it's just like that 3D version you would find online to make it look more like the actual figure in the box. There's just something about it, and I'm looking at some of the other figures I have in my collection, and it's definitely weird to see the old ones now because I'm so used to those 3D versions. But anyways, let's take a look at Ron with Rufus here, because if you're wondering where Rufus is, he's actually in his pocket. How great is that little detail? They gave him his whiskers, he's got his two big front teeth. Also, the way that Ron is kind of like walking or falling or sneaking around is really good too. I also think just in general, they did a really great job with Ron's hair, because again, this is another 2D show, so very similar to a Goofy movie. It probably would have been a bit odd to translate these guys into, well, a 3D figure. But like they've been doing recently with the 2D animations, they really did a great job. And I think King of the Hill was another really good one that they did too, where they turned those into 3D figures, and they honestly look like you took them right out of the cartoon. But anyways, everybody, that is pretty much all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed, because I got some pretty cool pops in today. Exclusives I did not expect to find, and a chase, which of course you never expect to see. Also, if you guys want to go over to Whatnot for CuteCon June 6th, I definitely recommend going through my link in the description down below to get $15 off your first purchase. Knock a couple dollars off of a Labubu or a Smisky or a Sunny Angel, whatever you want. But seriously though, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.